I'm not going to make you wait to hear the three stocks I'm going to talk about in this video as three that you can buy now and hold forever. Those are Visa, Microsoft, and McDonald's. Now, I can understand the desire to want to buy stocks once and hold them forever. Researching stocks takes a lot of time. Believe me, I understand. I do this for a living. And many of you are not professional investors. You have your own careers in your own industries, or you might be a business owner, entrepreneur, and you don't want to spend all this time, or maybe you don't have all this time to constantly evaluate stocks and have all this portfolio turnover where you're buying and selling and buying and selling and all of that time it takes to find the stocks to buy and then when to sell and all of that work. It takes time and you might not want to do that. So I can understand this desire to buy and hold forever. So I'm going to talk about why these three specifically are great for that investment strategy where you can just buy once and hold them forever, or even buy not just once, but buy over the next several years, continue allocating to these existing investments and hold them forever.
I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
So I mentioned Visa as one of the stocks you can buy now and hold forever. What you're looking at is my proprietary discounted cash flow valuation model for Visa, which calculates a fair value for the stock. And I calculate this business to be worth $467 per share, and you can buy Visa stock for $346. So the stock is undervalued. But I will say that valuation is not as important to me when I'm looking at a stock for very long-term investment. One of the more important things I look for when I'm looking at a stock for very long-term investment is the risks of disruption, risks of consumers moving significantly away from this company or businesses moving away from this company and the business's revenue and cash flow decreasing meaningfully and the company maybe not even being around 30, 40 years from now. So one of the main criteria I look at for investments that I want to hold forever is that the business will be around 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now. And I feel relatively confident with Visa that they will be around 30, 40, 50 years from now. Of course, we can never be sure. And there are many, many companies trying to innovate in this category, trying to disrupt the dominance of Visa and MasterCard in this industry. But they've created such a dominant position with over 4 billion Visa cards outstanding and all of the merchants that now accept Visa as a payment method that it's going to be extremely difficult for anyone to encroach and disrupt this industry. Visa charges roughly 3% for every transaction utilized using its network. And it's going to be difficult for anyone to come in to offer something better. And even if they do, will merchants and people adopt if somebody comes in and says, we can do these transactions for 2%? Will merchants go through all of the hassle changing over to that new provider for an incremental 1% saving? I don't think so. As an entrepreneur, as a business owner, I wouldn't do that for 1%. It would be too risky, too time consuming to do a huge overhaul for just 1%. So I'm relatively confident that Visa will be around. Its relationships with both consumers and businesses are strong and resilient. And for those reasons, I think Visa is one stock you can buy now and hold forever. The next stock I'm recommending here or rating as one you can buy now and hold forever is Microsoft. And I purposely selected these three in three different industries. Right? You have Visa, which is in financial services and financial technology, and you have Microsoft, which is in technology, and it's in emerging technology with its robust investments in artificial intelligence. It's one of the leading companies in artificial intelligence. And so it's demonstrated to me a capability to innovate with the times and not just have one tech product that then gets disrupted by some other provider. They've demonstrated to me over the decades that they can adapt and innovate and keep on the leading edge of technology, which is something I look for. If I'm going to invest in a tech stock that I think I can hold forever, I need a tech stock that's demonstrated to me over a long period of time that they can adapt to upcoming and new technology. Microsoft is one of those companies. I could have selected Apple here also, but I chose Microsoft instead of Apple. It, it was even. I was close to picking Apple. I know in the comments you're going to ask me why not Apple, right? So I'm telling you, it's you could replace Microsoft with Apple. The fair value I calculated for Microsoft is $481. The current market price is $520. I would say the business is not undervalued, but it's also not overvalued. It's in that range of between undervalued and overvalued, a place where I call a business fairly valued because I apply a margin of safety to these calculations. So Microsoft is another one that you can buy now and hold forever. And last but not least, McDonald's. So you have one company in financial services, you have one company in technology, and you have one company in restaurants or food delivery. McDonald's has demonstrated a capability to deliver food or provide people with food at a very low price in a very consistent way. That's difficult to achieve at this large scale. McDonald's has demonstrated its ability to do that. What's also impressive about McDonald's, and I think many of you might be underestimating, is the company's use of technology to incorporate and adapt to the times and serve customers more effectively, right? The company had long been one of the innovators in drive-through, which was an innovation when McDonald's really started incorporating them into its worldwide locations, and it's been a huge success. And nowadays, McDonald's is incorporating food delivery into its services, which expands the reach of each and every one of those McDonald's locations, because now you don't have to go to a McDonald's, they can bring it to you, and still, competitively speaking, the price to feed a person with McDonald's is competitively low compared to any other provider you can find, at least in the United States. I don't know if that's also the case worldwide, but my data suggests that McDonald's is competitive on price worldwide. Now, the quality of the food and the taste of the food, I agree, it's not that great. But when people need to eat something and they need to have it quick and at low price, McDonald's has been great. They've also been able to do that with very strong unit economics, very strong profitability, even though they offer these very low prices to customers. The fair value I calculated for McDonald's is $429. Current market price is $311. So McDonald's stock looks undervalued at these prices as well. And again, one of the things underestimated, don't underestimate McDonald's on technology, the food delivery and robotics, right? McDonald's, I think, can take advantage of robotics in food delivery to lower cost to deliver food to people even more and make it even more convenient. So these are three stocks I think you can buy now and just hold forever, decades or more. And I think they will do a good job, a reasonably good job of increasing your wealth in that time. Hey everyone, so many of you have been asking about my investing strategy, and I'm excited to announce that I've written a book that's available for sale now that describes my 6-step investing framework for evaluating stocks. I've added the link in the description below.